Very much, Mr. Chairman. Thank you for our panel being here today and hearing an issue that is important not only to the world, but in my home state of Iowa, a place where most of our energy comes actually from wind, coal, and gas, but nuclear has played a part in our success growing up. The facts are pretty simple, friends. Energy security equals America's national security. We've witnessed over the past 3 years the need of U.S. energy independence now, perhaps more than ever. In fact, Russia's invasion of Ukraine continues to disrupt global natural gas prices, and Hamas's brutal attack on Israel are jeopardizing oil exports throughout the Middle East. Meanwhile, this administration continues to prioritize a political green agenda that can and is hindering America's producers. In my home state, the Hawkeye State, we understand the importance of energy independence. We are champions of energy production at all of the above levels, meaning that we have many ways that we're trying to drive energy here in the United States. And I believe that Congress, Mr. Chairman, must act proactively for the future of America's energy. Nuclear energy is often overlooked as a source of safe, clean, and renewable fuel. Lack of consensus, as we've just heard here, surrounding nuclear energy has stalled our implementation of efforts here in the United States. And so when we fail to get our energy sector up on par, our adversaries rapidly develop, export, implement, and undermine the energy capabilities we have right here in America. So therefore, I'd like to jump right into it and thank the witnesses for joining us. Ms. Korsnick, you are the President and Chief Executive of Nuclear Energy Institute. My first question here is, in your expert opinion, is Russia currently selling small nuclear reactors, or SMRs, to our NATO allies?
They have small modular reactors. I'm not aware that they've sold them yet.
Understood. Does China see the production and export of SMRs as a critical component to their Belt and Road Initiative?
Yes, I believe they see the export of large and small as part of their Belt and Road Initiative.
So in short, it's safe to say that countries around the world, including many of our NATO allies, are looking to Russia and China to provide them this technology.
That's correct.
Can the U.S. currently offer our NATO allies an alternative to what Russia and China are putting on the market?
Yes, we have an active, in Poland, for example, we have active contracts to sell U.S. technology reactors to Poland, also in Romania, and there's an open tender in the Czech Republic.
Very good. Do you believe that we as the United States need to be doing more to help lead in this area so that it's U.S. and allies versus our adversaries leading in this area?
Absolutely.
Now, there was some conversation earlier. Technology has changed quite a bit since Chernobyl. You were working in this industry. Do you believe that current nuclear facilities, particularly those that are being produced here in the United States, bear that same risk, or has technology helped to mitigate a number of the issues that were raised?
I've been in the nuclear industry for 37 years. I operated and maintained power plants for over 30 of those years. I would live next to any nuclear plant we have in the United States, perfectly safe and perfectly good to export our technology. We should be very proud of U.S. technology. We operate the best in the world, had a greater than 90% capacity factor for all nuclear plants in the United States for over 20 years. And you don't do that because you got lucky. You do that because you're damn good.
I think it's safe to say not only would you be safe, but you probably have a little bit more money in your pocket as well because your energy would be lower, produced right here in America. I appreciate that. Dr. Reinke, I'd like to turn to you as Vice President of Global Business Development at X Energy. Does nuclear energy supremacy mean national security here in the United States?
Yes.
What does the U.S. stand to lose if we allow our adversaries to lead on nuclear energy implementation?
So I think we've already seen this play out, as Maria Korsnick rightly pointed out. For the last 30 years, we've mostly abdicated our position in global exports of nuclear technology, and we also, for the most part, abdicated our position in the development of new technologies. So we've seen China and Russia jump ahead of the United States in the deployment of technologies in their own countries, as well as selling those abroad. Today, that means that we have relationships that exist between developing nations often, but also others that have been developed already, that exist now, they have for 20 years with Russia or China. That puts us at a geopolitical and geostrategic disadvantage.
I want to take that one step farther, Doc, because you're absolutely right. What happens in Russia and China to undermine this also has an impact to my farmers back in Iowa. And while we have wind power, we've got water power, coal, and natural gas, does this have an impact on everyday Iowans and everyday Americans if left unchecked?
Yes, absolutely. But it also means there's an opportunity for your constituents. And I think there's a great opportunity for reactor sales here in the United States. We were discussing just a little bit ago about what it takes to deploy a new reactor. It's not as big of a bite size as what we've had to deal with in the past. And I think you're beginning to see that play out. In fact, one of the utilities that operates in Iowa has put in its IRP and in two of its other state territories, South Dakota and Montana, that would be Northwestern Energy, a plan for the deployment of roughly a 320 megawatt electric small modular reactor plant.
That's excellent. Thank you very much. I yield back the remainder of my time, Mr. Chairman.
Gentleman's time has expired. Then we go to the gentlelady from Colorado, Ms. Pedersen, is recognized for 5 minutes.